Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Taruna Joshi, working as librarian in Ramjas College, University of Delhi. Today we are going to discuss about the module Management of Reference and Information Services in Special and Research Libraries, which comes under the paper Special and Research Library. The objectives of this module are: number 1, to understand the basic concept of reference service and use of innovative information services in special and research libraries. Number 2, to enable the users to understand where the recorded information exists and to help them by providing right information to the right user at the right time. Number 3, to explain the various services of reference section. And number 4, to know the qualities of the reference staff. To explain the role of reference service in information technology. And last is to know the various sources of information available on the internet. The supreme and the ultimate function of special and research library is reference and information service, as it exists to serve the needs of special clientele which are highly specialized in nature. The main objective of library and information professionals is to enable the users to understand where the recorded information exists and to help them by providing the right information to the right user at the right time. James Wire defined the term reference service as that part of library administration which deals with the assistance given to the readers in their use of the resources of that library. Wire further stated that it is a direct or sympathetic and informed personal aid in interpreting the library collection for study and research. The prime aim of the library is to promote the use of reading material contained in it. General techniques like open access system, classification of documents, and their arrangement of shelves is a helpful sequence. Use of card catalog and online public access catalog, RFID system for security, book drop system, etc. are all indirect forms of assistance given to the readers by the reference librarians. According to DJ Foskett, reference service is currently humanism in practice because the aim is to help people in one way or the other to secure great happiness through the possession of knowledge. A special and research library is the one which is specializing in a particular subject or group of subjects or a particular form of documents. It has to offer specialized services to its specialized users. Reference section is the image building section of research and special library. The image of the library regarding its service depends upon the reference service provided by the reference section. The purpose of reference work in special and research libraries is to bring together the reading materials and the readers so that the readers lay their hand upon the requisite reading in an effective manner. The organization of the reference section of a library has evolved from the efforts of the librarian to help the readers in finding books for reading and finding facts for information. In case of special and research libraries, there is a separate reference section with a number of persons on its staff. The quality of reference service greatly depends upon the proper organization of a reference section. Equipment required for the reference section. The following equipment should be made available in the reference section: reference desk, telephone required for receiving the enquiries, vertical files for the maintenance of press and clippings, computer terminals for online search, cupboard for keeping records, photocopying machine, few spare titles and book racks of small size to organize exhibitions and display on the important occasions, audio-visual equipment, card cabinets, stands for dictionaries and maps, separate tables for all the staff members and enough space for work, constantly required reference sources which can be placed on the reference desk, and Also, various standard tools for selection of books, journals, and other special material should be kept readily available. Reference tools and their organization. For providing quick and standard reference service, a proper reference section should be set up. Reference tools can be categorized into four types. Number one, fact-finding tools. As far as these tools are concerned, these are organized near the reference desk. These tools contain factual information. These tools are scientific and technical dictionaries, encyclopedias, directories, handbooks, etc. Number two, literature searching tools. These tools are very important in research and technical libraries. These are arranged in a separate sequence in the reference section so that the users as well as the staff may get it immediately whenever they require. Number three, general reference tools, which include general reference works such as encyclopedias, dictionaries, yearbooks, etc. Number four, reports, pamphlets, and newspaper cuttings. These are the tools internally generated by the reference section. These are usually placed near the reference desk because these tools may satisfy specific queries. The reference collection should be arranged in a classified manner. That is, the reference collections pertaining to science and technology should be separated from the collections of social sciences and humanities. Selection and acquisition of reference material in special and research libraries. In special and research libraries, a great variety of material is needed. Books are often the least important part in such libraries. The books in various fields of science soon become outdated and their research value diminishes. Journals and technical reports, patents, standards, proceedings, reviews in professional journals, etc., are the most important part of the collection in special and research library. How to study reference works. In order to study reference works, the following points should be kept in mind. Number one, first of all, examine a reference publication. Study the title page carefully to find out the scope of the work as indicated in the title, author's name, author's background, etc. Number two, read the preface or introduction for further information. Number three, examine the publication by its arrangement, that is, the type of entries, information on the use of cross references, etc. Number four, finally compare the publication with earlier editions and check whether this edition supersedes earlier editions or should be used in conjunction with earlier editions. Different types of reference queries anticipated from the users of reference and of research and special libraries. Reference queries may be classified according to the nature of the information requested. Generally, queries are divided into four, that is, directional, fact or ready reference, specific search, and long range reference. Number one, directional type of questions. In directional type of question, a user only needs to be directed. He may ask, where is the periodical section? Where are encyclopedias? Where is the catalog? And so on. Number two, factual or ready reference type of questions. Ready reference service is more or less fact-finding service. Normally, sources of information used for such a service consist of reference books of different types. These include encyclopedias, dictionaries, geographical dictionaries, yearbooks, etc. The example of such type of questions could be, which vitamin we need to build bones, or what is density of silver, or name of national laboratories in India, or a user could ask which is the smallest planet. There are the typical ready reference or data queries which require only a single, usually uncomplicated, straightforward answer. The requested information is normally found without difficulty in standard reference works, which could range from an encyclopedia to almanac and index. Many of these may be accessed through the internet. Specific type of questions. In questions requiring specific search, one may be required to find limited amount of information on the topic involving search into number of sources of information. The queries may be, for example, how are volcanoes formed? Or the user might ask, what is surface tension? Or what is the meaning of microlight? Now coming down to long range type of questions. Long range reference service is a special feature of special and research libraries where all the readers are specialists. They require intensive assistance in their research work. The reference librarian will carry out literature search for them on demand or in anticipation of demand. One may have to consult periodical articles, manuscripts, pamphlets, unpublished documents, books, etc. Example of such queries may be flora and fauna of Gujarat, or maybe description of water, air and noise pollution, and so on and so forth. Now let's see, what are the qualities of a reference staff? It has been stated that a good reference librarian is born and not made. The image of the special and reference research library greatly depends upon the quality of reference service. For this purpose, competent and qualified reference staff is extremely important. Reference staff in special and research library must possess some basic qualifications matching the area of the interest of the institution with the library which is concerned. The reference librarian appointed should be well qualified and efficient. He should possess the following qualities. He should be a scholar possessing encyclopedic mind, retentive memory, judgment and quick decision making. He should have thorough knowledge of the collection of the library, especially reference sources. He should be well informed and should keep himself up to date regarding the latest developments. He should possess adequate knowledge of online reference sources. He should have adequate knowledge about the electronic sources, that is e-books, e-journals, e-newspapers, e-magazines. He should not only be an expert in human relation work but should have good manners and sympathetic approach towards its readers. He or she should have the ability to systematize knowledge. He or she should be able to understand the needs of the users. He or she must be able to search for the answers quickly and efficiently. He must have the knowledge of classification and cataloging for easy location of material. He or she should be well informed in his own specific field of knowledge. He or she should not be bookish but scholarly, not superficial but informed. And last, he should be courageous and self-confident. Some other qualities might be, he or she should have thorough knowledge of the collections of library, must be in the habit of reading latest literature, must be able to translate various languages. Apart from having a good educational background and good professional degree, should be able to adapt himself to the new techniques. Services of reference section in special and research libraries. In order to make reference service successful, various types of information services have to be introduced in the reference section of special and research libraries. Number 1, information services. A good number of reference and information enquiries are received by such libraries from time to time. The range of these enquiries is also usually very large, from generic to specific. These may be fact-finding questions, the answer to which are normally available in ready reference sources. Normally, a large majority of reference and information questions received at the reference desk can be answered through ready reference tools such as dictionaries, encyclopedias, directories, etc. Number 2, bibliographical and documentation services. Bibliographies and documentation lists are the basic instruments of research, while organizing reference and information services in a modern special and research library. The provision of bibliographical and documentation services should also be made available. Documentation services may include the following. Number 1, monthly list of editions. Number 2, documentation list of contents. Number 3, various union catalogs or subject bibliographies, etc. Number 3, document delivery service. This service is another important service which is gaining popularity due to budgetary constraints and rising prices of documents. This service is concerned with the supply of documents to the users on demand. Number 4, user education. User education aims to acquaint the fresh user to provide knowledge and skills necessary for him or her to make the user aware of various services available in the library. Number 5, abstracting and indexing service. Abstract is a condensed form of original document. It acts as a current awareness tool. For any kind of information service, abstracting and indexing journals are the basic access tools. Examples of such services are chemical abstract, biological abstract, etc. Various indexing and abstracting service available on internet are Compendex, which is engineering index, then Index Medicus, which is for the medical sciences, Inflimnet, which provides abstracting service, and then OCLC. Number 6, reprographic service. Reprographic techniques are considered as an excellent opportunity for the special libraries as it not only saves the space and currency but also preserves the rare and withered material from destruction. A reprographic facility fulfills many of the basic information service purposes. Number 7, referral service. The basic purpose of a referral service is to tell the users about the experts, specialists, institutions, etc., who may be able to provide the desired information to them. It is distinctly different from the reference service. While giving reference service, library personnel provides answers to the queries of users or provide the documents containing answers. Whereas in the referral service, neither any document nor any answer of that type is provided. Instead, only a direction is given. Number 8, interlibrary loan, in short, ILL. Due to literature explosion and rising prices of documents, it has become very difficult for any special library to be self-sufficient in its documentary sources. Interlibrary loan is an activity where cooperation at a very high level is necessary because in it, one library lends material to an individual through another library, thereby helping its users and also satisfying their information needs. Number 9, Current Awareness Service, in short CAS. Information is a great national and international resource. Today, special libraries and information centers offer a variety of new documentation and information services to provide support to research and development, management, industrial productivity, etc. For any active research, it is absolutely necessary that the researcher keeps himself up to date in the field of his work. In addition to this, he is also required to know the developments taking place in other broad areas. If a reader wishes to keep himself abreast with the latest information being published in his area of specialization and closely related areas, he or she has to depend on current approach to information. Number 10, selective dissemination of information, which is called SDI in short. It is an extension of current awareness service. It is the most dynamic information service which helps in maximizing the use of resources and informs the individual user about the latest developments in his or her specific subject field. It is a highly personalized service. Number 11, translation service. It is one of the important facets of documentation which plays a very important role in the dissemination of information. Language barrier is a great barrier for disseminating scientific and technical information. Translation by its nature is expensive and time consuming. Due to this reason, some agencies at national and international levels have taken the task of translation service at cooperative basis. For example, at international level, there is National Translation Center (NTC) in America, which provides translation services on cooperative basis. Number 12, online reference service. Online reference sites or resources play a very important role in providing reference and information service to the users. The most popular categories of online sites available on the internet are Britannica Online, thesaurus.com, Columbia Encyclopedia, etc. Reference service in information technology era. Reference service is much more influenced by the developments in information technology than any other service of library and information centers. In the present information technology era, reference service is not only confined to the library users but also to remote users. Sometimes it is termed as electronic reference or e-reference service, virtual reference, that is v-reference service, digital reference or dereference service, etc. The increasing awareness about the value added services at different spheres of lives like education, health, agriculture, commerce, and industry, etc., have compelled the professionals to acquire and put into service the specialized skills of computer and networking technologies. Email is considered to be more effective means in transmitting of reference queries, requests, and answers. One need not to visit the libraries to get the information. It can be done through emails only. The electronic version of reference books are available for reference directly from the websites of their publishers for the libraries. Other activities which are related to the reference service in library are public access or computer literacy, access to electronic databases which are available on CD-ROMs and internet, selective dissemination of information, online reference service, database construction, online database searching, indexing and abstracting, current awareness service, and so on and so forth. Source of information available on the internet. Following are the various sources of information available on the internet. Scientific and Engineering Network News, which is a fee-based monthly guide to the internet resources for scientists and engineers. Then History of Science, Technology and Medicine, which is an excellent biographical dictionary. Next, NASA homepage for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Then there is Planet Science site, which contains selected news and feature stories of selected topics from the pages of world famous science weekly News Scientists. Then there is Dictionary of Science and Biotechnology, McGraw-Hill Encyclopedia of Science and Technology, Chemistry Center of the American Chemical Society, Britannica Online, Biology, National Biological Information Infrastructure. Some other popular subject or web directories are Yahoo, LookSmart, Open Directory. And some other popular search engines are Alta Vista, Lycos, Hotbot, Northern Light, InfoSeek, Excite, Webcrawler, and MSN Search. Real-time digital reference services. In real-time digital reference, the exchange of information takes place between the reference librarian and the user. Some of its examples are as follows: Ask Now, ask the librarian, ask a question, reference chat, etc. Now, email reference services. In this service, the user sends email to the library with a reference question, seeking whatever information he feels necessary. The library in return sends reply by an email. Some of its examples are ask me, reference desk, info please, etc. So students, let us summarize what we have learnt in this module. From the above detailed discussion, it can be summarized that the reference section is the image building section of a special and research library and is considered as an important component part of the entire organization of the library. The prime aim of the library is to promote the use of reading material which is contained in the library. Reference library service demands special skills. Unless a reasonable standard of qualified staff is maintained, efficient reference service cannot be ensured. For this purpose, the possession of right reference collection in certain specialized fields constitutes one of the important segments of the whole scientific technical literature, and the knowledge of how to use them are two essential things to the reference section of a special and research library. Internet has helped to remove the barriers of distance and time. The modern technology is applied in speedy retrieval of information most consistently. Information technology provides greater avenues for ease access to information, improving efficiency of functioning of the libraries, education system, and ultimately to improve the quality of life. For the researchers, internet is the library of the present and future as well. A growing number of users are using the internet for research, for searching the information concerned with their research field based on latest facts. Thus, the reference librarian in special and research library plays a significant role in rendering quantitative as well as qualitative service to the users. Thank you.